So this paint roller effect is absolutely beginner friendly and ridiculously simple to set up. It's not difficult. So if this is what you want to learn, keep watching. We're going to make it absolutely beginner friendly. That's enough being said. Let's jump in and have some fun. So with a new scene opened up in Blender, what you want to do is where do we start? Okay, we want to select everything, press X and delete. Wanna go shift, this is an empty scene, right? Wanna go shift A, measure option and cylinder. We have a cylinder, wanna go Y 90. So we have it rotated on the Y axis by 90 degrees. So what we want to do is press N to bring up this property, and then under the dimension you want to give X and Y zero point 0.5. Now zero point 0.5 is what we're going to be working with. So you select this face, holding shift, select the other face. You want to go control B and then bevel it like that. You could roll your mouse to add in a few extra loops, and something like that is what we need to make that roll apart. Now, what we want to do next is go shift a mesh and add another cylinder, just like the first one, RY90, and then we're gonna press S to scale it very, very small. We're gonna make it like about that much, very, very small like that. Then what we need to do is move it to the x-axis, to the edge of the big one. We're gonna be using that cylinder to make the hand roller, the roller part. So with this active, we want to go to our left view, and on the left view, what you want to do is scale it like about this much. Something like this should be fine. Tap into edit mode, and then with this face selected, you're gonna insert it a little bit like that, and you can just go. We want it at the right hand side actually. I don't know, you could leave it this way, but I prefer to have it at the right hand side. So what I'll do is press 8, select everything, GX, and move it to the right hand side. Something like this should be fine. You could leave it at the left if you want to, personal preference anyway. So you insert this face like you did the other one, and we're gonna, okay, extrude out a little bit. We're gonna use a tool here called the spin tool. In order to use the spin tool, we're gonna make sure that let's insert it a little bit like that. Okay, something like that should be fine. We're going to make sure that we set origin to the geometry. That's the first thing. Then we're going to tap in and select the face we're going to spin. We're not going to spin the whole geometry here. We're just going to spin that face. So we're going to go down here and select the spin tool, this one. And then shift right click to bring the cursor to this place. And the more you roll, you zoom in, the faster it is for you to make that spin, like the smaller spin you get. So just by doing this now, you see we already have a spin of about 45 degrees, and we're going to extrude it down like that. And we're going to come here, shift and right click to have another 3D cursor there. Something like about this should be fine, and we could extrude this down if we want to. Actually, that's what I'm going to do. Just go back to your selection tool and just extrude it down like about this much, and we're going to spin it here again for the second time. So we're going to select the spin tool again and zoom in to make the spin very small, and then we're going to go, okay, this is not right. We didn't put this 3D cursor at the right place, so let's bring it here, shift right click about here, and then spin it out like that. This is not accurate, but we can work with that since we're not going to be using the subdivision surface modifier on this. So we could actually just, work with this. Now you're going to scale this SZ0, no, SY0 to have a very straight topology. So you can now extrude it on the y-axis like that, and then this is what we have, right? So you have just successfully modeled the paint roller and the handle of the roller. So this is looking nice actually. So for the displacement, we could go ahead and give this part. First of all, let's add in a few loops. Control R, add in a few loops in here. And that loop will help the displacement a lot. So let's go and give it a displace under the form, displace modifier. Then we want to go to the objective mode, go down to materials, texture rather, and change it from image or movies to clouds. Now this is gonna make it look messy, right? The first thing is we're gonna reduce the size to about 9 or 10, and go to the modifier and reduce the strength. No, we're going to the negative values. We don't want to do that. Reduce it to point 1 or point 2. Something like point 1 should be fine. And at this point, you might subdivision surface modifier, and we want to drag it above the displacement modifier. And this is what we have: shade smooth, and it's looking quite nice. But we need more geometry, so let's just tap in. Select this face, and we're gonna have to insert this face like a few times, maybe like 3 times or so, so we can have a better and more organic looking. Yeah, when you tap out, it looks very organic, right? This is kind of what we have, and this is what we're gonna be working with, right? So what we need to do now is just add the plane, give it a color, choose any color of your choice, and then you'd have what you want. This is looking nice. I think this is what I'm gonna go with actually. This is what I'm gonna